Okay, everybody, this is a little bit more rhythmic stuff. This is going to be ties and slurs, page 19. In the last lesson, we learned about the dotted half note, and we said that a dotted half note is the same thing as taking a half note and adding a quarter note to it rhythmically, like you're just combining those values together. Well, there's actually a way to do that with notes simply by literally tying them together. So the notation that I just put on my whiteboard is called a tie, and a tie connects the value of two notes. But it's important to note that they have to be the same note in terms of pitch. Okay? So let me do this again, and I'll put it on a clef. Put it in the treble clef. We'll do it on a note like G. So if I take a half note G and I draw a quarter note G and I played that, what would it sound like? It'd sound like this. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Again. 1, 2, 3. All right? 2 counts for the half note, 1 count for the quarter note G. If I tie them together, they become as one, where I play the first note and I just add the second note to the first note. So here is a tie G to G. 1, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, off. So effectively, when you tie a half note to a quarter, it's exactly the same thing as drawing a dotted half note. That's kind of how these things relate to each other. So pages 18 and 19, symbiotic, right? So half tied to quarter equals the same thing as a dotted half. The reason that we need ties, you might be thinking, well, just use dots. Why do we need to do this tie business? Well, I will show you why. I'm going to write some music on the note G. 1, 2, 3. I'll go half note here. This will make more sense. So in 3/4 time, if I put a quarter note, that's beat 1, a half note, that's beats 2 and 3. That's it. That's all we can fit into a measure. So I put a bar line. Okay, that's fine. But what if I wanted to play a note that starts on beat 2, but it lasts for 3 beats in length? I want it to sound for a total of 3 counts, so that it would go 1, 2, 3, 1, and keep ringing. Well, I can't do that with a dotted half note because then we would have too many counts in this first bar. So how do we do it? We draw a quarter note in the next measure, and then we just tie them together. And now I can play this note for 3 beats of length, even though it's going kind of over that bar line. So this is where the tie comes in terms of notating. So again, ties connect 2 notes that have the same pitch and combines the rhythmic value. A slur is different. A slur is an articulation. And by articulation, I mean, do you play the note short or long? Is it disconnected, or does it sound smooth and connected? So if I were to play, I'm going to play 4 notes here. A, B, C, D, right up the musical alphabet. So, okay, I'm deliberately playing them kind of separated. Well, if I wanted them to sound more smooth and connected, and particularly if I was playing a wind instrument or a string instrument or with my voice, I could put a slur marking. On the piano, I can play with my foot on the pedal, and I can try to connect these notes smoothly. So there it is with the slur. right? Much different than... So that's what a slur does. It's an articulation. It looks like a tie, but because the notes have different pitch, it's not really a tie. It's really more of a smooth connection between two notes of different pitches. So I hope that distinction makes sense to you. You can do the exercises on the bottom of page 19 to try to identify the difference between ties and slurs. Again, just make sure that if it's on the same line, same pitch, you're going to call it a tie. If it changes pitch, it's going to be a slur. All right, good luck.